Today's episode is brought to you by Grampian Graphics, Aberdeen's vehicle branding and wrapping specialists. If you want to turn your vehicle into a moving advert for your business, their expert team can design and install high-quality wraps that get your brand noticed everywhere you go. From single vans to fleets, Grampian Graphics creates bold, eye-catching designs that help businesses stand out on the road. A professionally wrapped vehicle works for you 24 hours a day, promoting your business wherever you drive. To see their latest work or get a quote, search Grampian Graphics on social media. Grampian Graphics, style that sticks.
Welcome back to the Sheepfiddlers Podcast. This week we're bringing you all the latest Aberdeen news, chatting through everything that's happening at Pittodrie. We've got something a little different too. We're joined by Skylights guitarist Turnbull Smith for an exclusive interview, talking music, football and plenty more. So get yourself comfortable and let's get into it. Right then, welcome back to the Sheepfiddlers Podcast. Thanks for joining us once again. We've got plenty to get through this week, and including all the latest from Pittodrie. And later on in the show, we'll have an exclusive chat with Skylight's very own Turnbull Smith. Liam is also back from the other side of the pond, so we'll get to speak to him in person about the World Cup. But before we get into that, let's kick things off where we always do, with the latest Aberdeen news. There's plenty been happening over the last week, so let's get stuck in. Stephen Craigan has joined the Aberdeen coaching staff. He will help with coaching the first team and act as a pathway coach for the youth players to get into the first team. I'm a bit unsure about this, if I'm being honest. He's been out of the game quite a while, and I don't necessarily agree with him a lot when he talks on the radio and on TV. But obviously the manager thinks he can do a job. What do you guys think?
Right. I think I'm with you. I don't know if I like him as a person, just because of what we've seen commentary-wise, etc. Then he is paid to give an opinion as a commentator. He's also now paid to be a coach. He's obviously been a coach previously, and he's also had a bit of success with Motherwell, the pathway coach there. So we're going to get a similar thing from him. He's obviously got the trust of the manager as well. He's obviously worked with him before. So, I think it's probably right to bring him in. I think you're more likely going to have someone the manager trusts, like the team trusts, because Brian Kerr would have been with him as well. So I think that was an element of that, and I think it's just watch and see what happens. I suppose I can't say no to more coaching for the players, to be honest.
And listening to what the manager had to say on Red TV, it does kind of feel like it was a two-person role before. Yeah. They were maybe going to be looking for a coach and someone in development. Yeah. So if they're going to get two birds with one stone, I suppose there is that. But for me, the jury's definitely out.
Yeah. I think it's a position we needed somebody for, because we've all moaned quite a lot about the lack of youth coming through in the first team. So someone whose job is to just do that. And he was doing that at Motherwell. They've been quite good over the last few years of promoting youth players. So I struggle to believe Motherwell's youth system is just better than ours. So we've got to be able to get somebody into the team. And early signs are Alfie Stewart might be, but the fact he's out in Holland just now. So
thing is,
could be good.
Just because he's not been coaching, He's also been in infantry, so he's been watching a lot of football, a lot of different styles. He'll be giving his feedback and his way of looking at what that team's doing. And sometimes we listen to him and go, "You're talking our shit, mate." But he's obviously watching a lot of football. So yes, he's not been on the grass coaching it, but he's seen a lot of football. And you talk about managers out there who go, David Moyes, for example, he would go and watch loads and loads of games of football. And you can see different style. You can see how that approach works for different teams. He's maybe got that. He's just got more knowledge over the last few years.
Yeah.
So,
as I say, I think it's fine to have reservations. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Alfie Babbage has returned to ICT on loan for the coming season. He spent the full time there last season, where he helped them win the League One title. For me, I think this is a little bit early, if I'm being honest. I would like to have seen him stay, have pre-season with the first team, maybe play the League Cup. Because, I think we should be winning that group no problem. So there could be game time there for him in the first team, and then maybe go out on loan. But for him to go straight out on loan, I'm not too happy about that part.
I can't disagree with that. I think you would like to see them get a chance. The only thing I can think of would be, we've known that we're going to be signing someone else, but also Carly have guaranteed Aberdeen that he'll be first pick every week in the championship. And now, from a loan development perspective, if he's guaranteed to be starter every game, then I think he needs to go. But I agree. I wanted to see him in pre-season and to see what he did. You know what I mean?
I definitely get why, but it's just a bit disappointing for me. I'd rather he just stayed. We didn't look to sign another striker, but it's happened.
Yeah. Well, that's the next point. So Aberdeen have signed Moroccan international Ayoub Mouloua from FUB Rabat. Yes, that's a tricky one for me to say. So it's an undisclosed fee. It's a club that we've had a relationship with in the past. We signed Zero Ali from. So if he can be the player that he was and maybe not get injured, we're in for a treat here.
It's quite a ceiling to give him.
To be honest, it's funny, you talked last week about Luke, so that's a Luke signing for the Boy Breedle. This is a Mowbray signing.
Yeah.
This has got Mowbray written all over it.
Yeah.
When he went to find Ramadani, Duke, Miofsky, or flipping nowhere, no one knew anything about them. This smacks of a Tony Mowbray signing this.
I think it also as well, like his goal ratios, was it?
Not Tony.
Yeah. I think he's got, 19 goals in 59 games, which it's not an amazing ratio, but it's better than quite a lot of players we've signed who've been all right for us. So hopefully,
a lot of those are going to be off the bench.
Yeah.
If he's not been a main striker somewhere, then how many appearances did he get in 10 minutes or so?
Yeah.
He's played for the Moroccan national team, so he's got to be all right.
Yep.
True.
Yep. No, this is one that definitely excites me. It'd be very good to see. And gives Nisbet a bit of a run. Olasanya as well.
I wonder if he's joined them out in Holland or not.
I'm
not seen anything.
Not seen anything. But he was here to sign.
I've seen the pictures of that,
So, interesting one.
Might join them out there.
Yeah, maybe. But it does say international pleadings and all that stuff, so he's probably waiting for that. But you think you'd be able to get to Europe better than you'd be able to get to the UK?
Well, that's what I thought. I thought they would have maybe signed him
over there, like they did with Miofsky.
Yeah.
Went to Spain, was
in Portugal.
Of course.
Yeah. I thought, because I know that they went to Paris to sign the Colombian boy, who's Hernandez.
Oh, yeah.
And then, because there's something about he can't come in and leave and then come back in such a short period of time, because of shitty Brexit.
Yeah.
But, I'm not really sure about that one. But
maybe he wanted to see Cormac Park.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, I think maybe if he's not with the team, he's then maybe going to be, as you say, seeing facilities, getting a house, blah, 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 all sorted. So when they come back, and then he could join. Yeah. Then he'll be doing probably individual program while he's here.
Maybe.
I know nothing about him, but looks decent.
Yeah,
hopefully he actually is. But I really think we need to calm down with signing players.
We just keep signing people to rocking it up.
It's like all we moaned about was we just keep signing players. Too many new players, too much overtime. Right, just stop now.
Well, I listened to Robinson on Red TV. Yeah, he did an interview before they went out to Holland, and he said that they are looking to move players on, but the board are not making it that they have to get players out before players come in. So they're letting them spend the money, but the players have to go out. And it does seem as well that the interest in Jensen is ramping up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So why didn't play
He was the only one that they had 2 11s, and he was the only one not involved in the 11.
Yeah. So going on to that. So they had their first pre-season friendly in front of fans. I did see that they played for Martin. I don't know about the score in that one behind closed doors, but they ran out 1-0 winners. The goal coming from Olasanya in the first half. It was a game of 11 played 45 and then 11 played the second 45, but it wasn't much of a spectacle, to be honest.
I seen an interview with Brian Kerr saying it sounds like they've maybe got the closed doors friendly this week. I know they got FC20, but I think they may have closed door friendlies as well over in Holland as well.
That's good.
So, I mean, we're probably tripling the amount of games that we actually played under Thel during the season. So,
yeah, that's what we need. Looking back, we were at the game on Saturday. It wasn't a great performance, really. Cove didn't offer much, but then we should have done more.
No, I agree. I think the first 45 was a good 45.
Yeah.
Seen some new signings. I think we looked lively. We pressed them quite hard. They didn't really do anything.
No.
Second half was a bit different. I don't think we were on it. I take it that the pitch and the heat, it would have been, passing sticky. I think it would have been. It was more challenging for the team.
Yeah, because they didn't water the pitch.
No. So you can't get a true reflection on the game really. But I suppose it's minutes in the legs, isn't it?
Yeah, like from what we saw, that first 11 that played in the first half, I'd rather pick that 11 than the second. I think Nisbet probably gets into the first half from the second half. Armu. And that would be about it, really.
It's good to see players. Lobben played, Varsha played as well, so good to see from youth in there. Yeah. Also did Vittles in goal as well.
Marshall getting some minutes too.
Marshall. Vittles didn't even have to do anything in the first half, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you want to see him getting peppered, to be honest.
You do need some pre-season against decent opposition that might actually have a go.
I was really disappointed with Milanovic and Bilalovic in the second half.
Yeah.
They just didn't take their men on enough.
Now is their time to, sink or swim. Do you want to be here?
Yeah.
Show us why we bought you, or you'll be going next.
Yeah.
I think obviously we've moaned quite a lot about those two. And Lazovic. But if we stay as is and we've got Yogan, Marshall with Milanovic, Bilalovic, Keskinen, 5 wingers there, definitely good quality in that.
Yeah.
I'm not upset with that.
Yeah, I think we're probably seeing 1 or 2 goal from the winger department. I think because there will be games where we play Nesbitt and Olasanya together. So tactically, he will change for depending on the game. Yes, he will play. Well, we took as a 3.
Yeah, we definitely front. Yeah,
like a front 3, like a 4-3-3. But I think he will go back to that Olasanya and Nesbitt at times because that'll work for us at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So I think you'll have the 2 tactics. I agree. I think that gives you good quality, but I genuinely think there's going to be 1 or 2 from that.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's not going to be the new bunch, so it's going to be Bilalovic or Milanovic is probably going to go unless someone comes in with a brilliant offer for Keskinen. Then we may see him going, but I'm hoping not.
Yeah, I'm not sure against Premiership quality you can go with Olasanya as the front of a front 3.
No.
It'll be fine against Cove, where we have most of the ball and stuff. But
I agree.
Yeah, I think if he's going 3 up front and Olasanya plays, he's going to play out as wide. He'll be a winger as well.
Yeah. Well, actually, it wasn't that great at last season, but give him a pre-season.
Yeah, but I generally don't think he sticks to 3 all the time, though. I don't see that. I think he'll change it up. He will change it up.
Yeah.
Depending on the player.
Agreed. Right, that's all the latest from Aberdeen covered. But it's not just Pittodrie that's been grabbing our attention over the last week. The World Cup knockout stages are about to get underway. We've already had some huge upsets, some cracking goals, plenty of talking points. So before we hear from Skylights Turnbull Smith later in the show, let's have a look at everything that's been happening on the biggest stage in football. So Scotland bowed out of the World Cup with a bit of a whimper, going down 3-0 to Brazil. playing two top 10 sides was always going to be hard. And when you see the score lines on paper, it's not actually that bad, really. 3-0 to Brazil, 1-0 to Morocco. But for me, it's the manner that the team's bowed out of the World Cup. We conceded 4 goals, conceded 1, and in my opinion, we shouldn't be conceding any of those 4 goals. We gifted 4 goals.
Yeah. Are you counting the 4 in the Brazil game? Or because they did score another one.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been. Yeah. If you count that as well, we conceded 5, but we shouldn't be conceding.
Yeah. I saw the clip from the leg, and I was like, "There's no way they give that." And then they're going over to check, and I'm like, "This is fucking ridiculous." I'll take it,
Yeah.
but
I can tell you right now, if that's Celtic or a Rangers player,
nah,
the goal's not getting chopped off. But if it's a Celtic or a Rangers defender,
actually, that happened in an Old Firm not too long ago.
but that was against each other.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I just don't think we turned up. I think we made too many mistakes. I don't know if the players were overawed by the competition or not. I don't know, but that's in our tournament and our set of things they need to learn from. So they do to every tournament that they don't turn up at. There's teams out there who've played in the last week and give it a fucking right go.
Yeah.
They did not care. They not care. They just went for it.
I see Haiti in that last game.
Yeah, Pittodrie, Senegal won 5-0. Like, do you know what I mean? There's been Ecuador's. Against Germany. Fucking hell.
I thought Steve Clark had learned from the last 2 tournaments,
Exactly.
and to go into games against Morocco and Brazil, which of course we lost. Of course we're going to lose to Morocco, the 8th in the world. Of course we lost to Brazil. It's fucking Brazil, but you can't in football just try and hold on to possession anymore and just hope that something will happen for you.
Yeah.
We've watched Aberdeen for the last 2 seasons doing exactly that. It doesn't fucking work.
Nope.
You just spend the entire game just going, do something. Somebody please do something.
Yeah.
The way we set up for both games, we just didn't allow ourselves to play. And if we'd had a go and lost 3-0 to Brazil, you could accept it because it's Brazil and they got us out. But you need to counter-attack. You need to sit back and counter. Trying to control possession against Brazil.
Yep.
That's just meant a Carlo Ancelotti Brazil.
Yeah.
And we tried to control the possession of the game.
But not just
That's
that.
utter insanity.
You've got Vinicius Jr., which is one of the best strikers in the world right now, and he scored 2 tap-ins from us dicking about.
Yeah.
Fair enough if he does what he did in the first game, bends one in the far corner, and you go,
just cuts inside, curls it.
all right, fair enough, pal. But he's basically scored 2 empty nets.
If we'd lost and it come down to, just moments of brilliance from some of the best players in the world, then, that's why we're out of the World Cup. Because we're just, I will moan that we had the 6th and 8th best team in the world in our group, and no other fucker had to deal with anything like that. But we had to play them at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the only way you get better if we're playing better teams.
Yeah.
The problem we've got is he selects a team based on what his relationships are with players. He doesn't select a team based on talent, as in people who are doing the job for their club right now and then.
He didn't pick the right teams for the games. And
No.
just looking at, Haiti, he got it right up front. Adams and Shanklin, I think that was the right partnership. They worked quite well together. That was the game for them. Going into the other 2 games, we were going one person up front, especially off the back of how Shanklin played in the first game. I think it had to be Dykes in both those games.
Yeah.
Bring the other players into the game. We've gone one target man. We'll try and get him to win knockdowns. Adams couldn't do that against Morocco. It's not his type of game.
No.
We just completely isolated him and then hoped that bringing on Dykes later on would solve it. And Shanklin against Brazil, again, he was fucking awful against Haiti, but also that's not his game. Being up on his own, and he's got to feed off his scraps against probably the 2 best centre-backs in the world.
I can see maybe why he went for Shanklin in the Brazil game, because out of all of them, if you get one chance, who's the one who's going to take it? It's probably going to be Shanklin. But then we didn't create anything for him to take.
what that means is we then need all the other players to work to create a chance for Shanklin. Shanklin can't do it by himself.
Yeah.
So you should play Dykes to be an arsehole to Marquinhos and Gabriel. He's not going to score. But Doak might get a chance. McTominay, again, might get a chance. So that's why he goes up. And it also just gives you an out ball instead of just trying to pass it along sideways and backwards and then fucking it up inside your own box twice.
Yeah.
I generally think Steve Clark. I think Steve Clark can go down as probably one of the better Scottish managers for Guinness, to be honest. I get it. But his downfall is the fact that he never played foreign players. So he gets that tournament because he's never played foreign players getting caps at other points. He's then having to pick the same people because he's trusted them, but they've got the experience behind them because he's playing them. But he's not playing foreign players. Like I'm not for this second I'm going to suggest something here, but like Halke, for example, I know he's injured, right? But Halke was on form for Hearts. They were fucking second. They were second in the league. They were nearly win the league. Stuart Finlay, I'm not saying they're a good defender, but he was playing that team that's on form. Nowhere near the fucking squad. Yeah. Like, all about Bernie, don't fucking like him, but he's banned in 18 goals in the championship. Yeah. He deserves a chance to play for Scotland. I'm sorry. Dykes has hardly played. Shea Adams has scored 8 goals in Italy. It's not as if he's fucking Pele. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? So there's players that are not being picked. Yeah. Based on, because they maybe don't have enough caps, don't have enough experience, they're not part of the squad. Well, play them in other fucking games. They're in form. Play the form players, and we'll be fine. But no, doesn't do that.
I agree. I know we've spoken about McBurney before, but banging in that amount of goals at club level deserves you to be in and around the team.
Kieran Bowie scoring goals in Italy. Doesn't get memory of the squad. Lennon Miller should have been the third name on the fucking sheet after what's his face got injured. Billy Miller. Not in it.
Yeah, I would have brought Miller in the first squad. Ross Stewart.
That's Clark's
Ross Stewart was one of these foreign players, so we brought him on and everyone moaned about playing him. Shanklin was fucking awful when he was a foreign player.
Just shows you should
Adams
switch your team.
He's a good striker and he did do well for us. Off of the scraps he got in the warm-up games on that first game. But
yeah, I totally agree. Like him and Shanklin in that warm-up game.
I feel a lot of stuff that's been said by Tom English mostly. Utter shite. Suggesting that we're not good enough to be at that level.
Random as fuck. Like
it's utter nonsense. We chose to play the way we did, and we deserve to go out for that. Yeah, but it's not because they're not good enough. And putting that out there is just, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I totally disagree with that.
I don't like him. I can't back him up on that one because he's fighting for the players. Because
the thing is, I was on the side of Neil McCann and Billy Dodds, but like they were making the wrong point. They were going, did you not see the goals in the Denmark? Like that's fucking irrelevant.
Yeah,
we've got McTominay, who's one of the best players in Serie A. Ferguson, who in his first season in Serie A was the best midfielder in the league.
Yeah.
Adams is playing every week in Serie A. Doig doesn't even get in the squad. He's playing in Serie A.
Yeah. Again, on the European Cup.
He just won Europa League. Hickey, I think, would get into any team in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's that good when he's not injured. Tierney, for 60 minutes in a game, can get to that level as well. The quality's there. It's just, that's 3 tournaments where Steve Clark has shattered and decided because we need to be defensive, we need to play 5 at the back. Or
that's what I'm saying.
We need to play it slowly and hope for something to happen for us. Get a set piece. We need to have some balls at some point and try and win games. We didn't get through the back door to get to this World Cup. We'd won our qualifiers. So win games. We have the capability.
Yeah, when I'm talking about he's got trusted players. There's players, like you just named a lot of players that are top of their game, right, in different leagues. That's your core team. That's the team that you pick, everyone. But it's players like Nathan Patterson gets in the team, or fucking, what's his name, Selleck?
Ralston.
Aye. Yeah. Ross McCrory's playing the championship every week. Ralston and fucking Patterson not playing for the teams.
Yeah. McCrory should have gone because of the 4 or 5 positions you cover with him.
True.
As part of the squad.
Yeah.
And playing all the time.
But you just thought that Josh Doig was he's playing week in, week out.
Yeah.
He's a challenge, you know what I mean?
What was it, Penrice? He's off in Greece.
Yeah,
he's good enough.
Never thought about him, to be honest.
I think part of the issue is again, it's the shite in it. I think if we want to get the best out of Shankland, which, he is our best goal scorer, going with Gannon Doak on one side and Finlay Curtis on the other and just going for it from the start, get them the ball, run, does probably mean sacrificing Christie from that team, which is harsh.
Yeah.
But you can't really drop him again. But that would be a way of getting down the line and getting balls into Shanklin.
I think that was the downfall of a lot of previous Scottish managers. Trying to fit in the best players in the team all the time, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Tierney Roberts situation. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And we tried to do that again against Morocco.
Just play the best players, play the best tactic against that team.
I mean, that issue was, we decided, we're right, Hakimi is a very good player. I do think he's the best right back in the world. But when we had only Andy Robertson as a good player in our squad, he was possibly the best left back in the world. We tried to make him our big star man. It doesn't work because he's a fullback. You have to go back and defend.
Yeah.
So we should have known that Hakimi could only do so much against us and worried about everyone else. Instead of putting two fullbacks on the wing, we should have kept Gannon Doak there and had an outball, had a go at them. But we shat it. Even the Haiti game, we shat it. We didn't go for it.
Yeah, agreed. Well, when our elimination was confirmed, Steve Clarke left his position as Scotland head coach. This comes a month after he signed a new 4-year deal. I was listening to Radio Scotland over the weekend, and Tom English kind of said that he didn't see this coming. So it's interesting that it did happen. Why I don't really understand if no one seemed to see it coming, why has it happened? Has he been tapped up as a club offering a position?
A while, I think.
The way he spoke to the media after the games and all that.
He was.
I
disagree.
Nah,
I don't like this.
Out of nowhere, shoving a microphone under the nose immediately. They're not even off the pitch yet.
I don't like that. I don't think managers should be getting interviewed 90 seconds after the game's
I don't think so.
It's their contract to do it, so they've got to do it. And it's not like it's not as if it's just been made up for this World Cup.
No.
It's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
So just don't be an arsehole to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no need. You can be pissed off about
question, though.
I get it, but you can be pissed off.
You know you're out the World Cup, you're pissed off, and it's like, oh, but we could say like that. What do you want me to say? Anything he said there is getting clipped, and in a week's time, but you said you'd still make it. Like, fuck off.
To be honest,
I understand why you're annoyed at that.
I think it's bigger than Steve Clarke and I think it's the SFA more than Scottish Football Association. Right from Doncaster to fucking Maxwell to Mulroney, the whole lot of them should be going before Steve Clarke, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I'm kind of, for what he did, I'll always love Steve Clarke. Took me to Germany, took me to the States. That's enough.
100%.
But I think it probably, I'm kind of like trying to compare it to us when we had Craig Brown.
That's what I was going to ask.
He's kind of...
Are we in danger of what happened? A lot of people wanted Brown out.
Oh, I mean more, he's kind of... We've got this base level, as we just said. We've got players playing in the top leagues. There is a good core to that squad. Yeah. We now need someone to put tactics to the belief and bring us forward.
Yeah. But we're in danger of what happened after Craig Brown happening again.
Yeah, I understand that. But I think we're at the point now that I think people are talking about like a cycle. I think we're at that point with players. There's some players that maybe retire now potentially. I think he's the right to go because he's not shifting of trying other players that are in form. Like for me, I would go down to that. He's not willing to do that.
I think we need to. He's right in having like the core squad stays the same and having that group club mentality. But he needs to, or well, whoever it is next, does need to start cutting players from that. Hammer, Ralston, all these players who have been involved for so long but probably don't deserve to be there. So fresh set of eyes over the group that can be called up, and we'll get something different.
Who would you want, and who do you think?
Who I want is David Moyes.
It's not
happening, is it?
I think the Moyes situation is interesting because he's got a year left, but he left Everton before, and there will be. It didn't go right the last time he left, and it took him a long time to get back. And he's doing all right at Everton. They're in that brand new stadium. Does he really want to leave Everton? But also, you're then having to pay Premier League money. That's a stupid amount of money for an international manager.
Yeah, I get that. But then, David Moyes, it's his country. He's probably had opportunities before, but he's been in the Premier League for so long. He doesn't need the money. Sorry, he does not need the money. He's not gonna go to Scotland and demand. If it's another club, yes, you demand as a manager more money. But for his home country, it's different if you're talking about I don't know, someone from a different part of the world being managed in Scotland. They care about the money because they don't care about the country.
Yeah,
he's a Scottish man. I don't know if I'm for him or against him really. I think to have a Scottish manager would be excellent. I think it's the right thing to do, but I'm not against someone else. But
thoughts about it could be because, as you're saying, don't want to spend too much money. My brother said it, but it's a first name Stephen Naismith. Beyond that, I think Darren Fletcher's in with a shout, or some sort of group of Darren.
I'll tell you who I thought of, and I think the two of you are going to be clambering over this table when I say it. I could see this person doing well at international. I think what he came in this season, and under a lot of people thought he was going to fail, me being one of them. I think his demeanour would suit international football. He's obviously he's been a captain as well. Stephen Presley.
Oh, fuck off, David.
Fuck off.
Honestly,
you've been smoking so much.
No.
I think his demeanour. I think I sometimes use it as a criticism. The way it's like, how the fuck do players get motivated listening to him? But I think that would work at international level. I think he's someone, he's obviously, he did good work at Brentford. He's obviously analysing a lot of players, which will come into international. You're watching a lot of different players. So he's got kind of experience at that. I think he could do a job.
I wish it was in my car and I could see the window down him. Yeah. Fucking Stephen Presley! Because honestly, that is.
I don't think he's done a bad job.
No, I
thought he would do a horrendous job, but I think he's done a very good job.
I'm not against that.
I think for part of the season they were okay.
He's not a Scotland manager.
They were better than us, sure, but I don't think so.
Why not? Why not have Sean Maloney?
I wouldn't be against him either, to be honest.
Martinez has been Portugal manager.
Yeah.
Been Belgian
he
manager.
Was probably he was the one doing the tactics for Celtic winning the league.
Probably, yeah.
I wouldn't be against Sean Maloney, to be honest, at international football. I think to be honest, that two names we've mentioned, Presley and Maloney, I would put them way above who's one of the names that's on the group. Well, that's never going to happen. But the other name that's getting banded about
Alex Neil.
No, Barry fucking Ferguson.
Oh,
shoot me.
God, no.
At least I'll put a little bit of logic into my thinking.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
No.
According to my dad,
I saw that.
Off to Sweden.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that up because it's not official yet, but yeah.
Talk about rumours.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the transfer window. Rumours. I think Alan Gow's signing next week.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Alan Gow for Scotland manager.
Wasn't that?
So yeah.
Alex Neil will definitely get shouted about.
What I think from McInnes ago.
I know, he takes that well, doesn't
he? Yeah.
I actually moaned about this before. See, he got cited for his comments after the Motherwell game.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Notice that happens as soon as he joins Rangers. Fucking dickhead.
I don't really know how else. I mean, David Moyes would be the more logical choice, but I should say.
He's like, that's what you want. Probably not going to happen.
No.
Like, surely John McGlynn's in with that shout.
Yeah, that name must be banded about.
Yeah.
What is it, the Orion? That's near Falkirk, isn't it?
Orion, is it not like St Andrews or something? Or
that's near.
Or Edinburgh, I can't remember. I don't know.
Central Belt.
Central Belt.
You don't need to move.
Yeah. It's all fucking Glasgow anyway.
That's one of the big things I did see on social media is all the Rangers fans moaning about Steve Clark hating them because they didn't pick any Rangers players because they're all shit. You're claiming Shanklin, but that doesn't count. And Suter was Yeah, sure. So of course he didn't play.
It's funny when you say I saw Glasgow anyway. Fucking Boston, just like Scotland's Glasgow. Well, just twin with fucking Glasgow. Yeah, there is more to Scotland than just Glasgow.
That's it was mostly Ouija's.
Yeah, no, I know, man. Like, it's fun.
Right then, that's enough football chat for a bit. It's time to get something a little bit different. As we mentioned at the start of the show, we're lucky enough to sit down with Skylights' very own Turnbull Smith. We chatted about the band's journey, football and life on the road, and plenty more besides. So grab a brew, get comfortable, and enjoy this exclusive interview with Turnbull Smith. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Turn. It's really nice to meet you again. And this time it's not in Drummond's.
No, thank you very much for having me. I really, really appreciate
it. So, first question's kind of about the band. So, how did Skylights come together?
Well, I started playing in bands when I was about 16. And pretty much the third band, because I was bouncing band to bands like you do when you're a teenager. And I actually played in a band with Miles when I was 17. Our drummer, who's a couple of years older than us, so he was driving and going out and things. So he used to basically drive me around a little bit. That's how I first met Miles. And then when it comes down to Skylights, I was about 24, and Johnny, our bass player, came to see me and just said, "Do you want to start a band?" And I had a few songs up my sleeve. And then we got my friend Tom on drums, and then we went out to find a singer. We trialed a couple of guys out, but they were too good because we were rubbish, and these singers were actually pretty good. So we thought we needed someone on our level. And Johnny's brother Rob was. I've told this story many times, but he didn't have a job, so I gave him a few quid and a few beers just to come along to band practice, and just gave him some words to sing, and it started from there. And I knew that it would take time for us to all be bothered to do it. So I booked a gig in 3 weeks' time, just a small show, just to get the ball rolling. Really, I was like, right, we've got to actually do something, and that's how it started. And we just knocked around playing York for a few years, really, and then that was it. We were thinking, how are we ever going to actually play to anyone apart from our handful of friends? Do you know what I mean?
That's quality. That's quite. I take that as a compliment for Rob. You're saying the singers were too good because he's a pretty good singer, to be honest.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
But he's we know him really well, if you know what I mean. And he hadn't done much singing before. He'd sung 2 songs at school at Battle of the Bands, and then he'd not done anything since. So I wouldn't say he wasn't good, but I'd never actually heard him. So we didn't know if he was any good or not. So we just right, let's just get our mates in and just have a laugh. So it was just pure luck that he was decent. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant. Where did the name Skylights come from?
Well, my now wife, I just met her, and she just had this loft window. So I'm like, just name it after that.
That's brilliant. Superb.
And obviously Rob's like, that name's terrible. So I'm like, well, unless you can think of a better one, we'll stick with it. I think he came up with a few. I think some was like Rebels or the Casuals or something. Do you know what I mean? A bit more gritty, but I was just like, let's just stick with that.
Nice.
Quality. What would you say you or maybe the band's biggest musical influences on you?
Yeah, well, Rob likes his punk a lot. He loves the Sex Pistols and stuff. I'm obviously into my indie, like your Stone Roses. I mean, to be honest, the Cult, She Sells Sanctuary, that tune was probably the most influential tune I've had for my guitar playing style. I learned that riff when I was really young, and I was like, wow, that sounds amazing. I just loved it so much. And then I base a lot of stuff around that, really, the sort of style of that.
Awesome.
And Miles is into his Led Zeppelin and things. Because I mean, in the 60s and 70s, there was quite a lot of bands that did a lot of drum solos, and drumming was quite a big thing then. So he loves that. I remember when I was 17, like I was telling you, when he was driving me around in like the band I was with him when I was younger, he used to always put drum solos on. So we'd be driving and just be drumming for like 20 minutes.
That's class.
Brilliant.
So yeah, he loves that. And Johnny's Mr. Oasis, really.
I love Oasis too, very much so. Yeah. Did you manage to see them on tour?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Sorry, but I got a last minute ticket from a mate of mine on Twitter. Believe it or not, he's from America, and he's been following band for ages. So he messaged me and he's like, "Oh, I've got a spare ticket to." And I was like, "All right, where do we send the money?" He's like, "I'll just give you my American bank details." I'm like, "You sure about this, mate?" So I'm like, I'm going to have to trust this guy. So but it turned out absolutely fine, thankfully. Just saw him at Heaton Park and we got in dead early, and got to the front. So it was brilliant.
Ah, nice. Yeah, I've seen him at Edinburgh, at not Hampton, Murrayfield. It was good. Yeah,
I bet that was superb.
It was brilliant. It was amazing.
I was unfortunate. I didn't get to go. I was like 40,000 in the queue, and
yeah, it was an absolute joke because I got in there and they were trying to charge me 600 quid for a ticket. I'm like, I can't pay 1,200 quid for me and my son to go. So in the end, thankfully, I got one at face value in the end. But I couldn't take him, which I was a bit gutted about. But I'm sure they'll be back next year, probably.
I got to see Liam the year before when he played in Co-op in Manchester. That was brilliant.
Yeah, I saw him there a few years back. It was ace. He did, do you know what I mean, as well, which I was well happy with. That'll be quite a while ago now. Probably about 10 years now. It was good, really good night.
Yeah. Was there a moment when you realised that it could be a little bit more than just a hobby, being in Skylights?
No, not really, mate. It's always just been a bit of fun. That's always has, and it always will be, to be fair, because I think you see a lot of professional bands. You've either got to take it dead seriously like a job, or you have fun. And I think when you mix the two together, I think it's very difficult because that's why they're all in bloody rehab. Because it's like having a party every night. Do you know what I mean? So if we did more than 3 dates in a row, we'd be knackered. Do you know what I mean? Even when we do 2, it's tough sometimes, you know what I mean? Because we always get carried away. So that's the beauty. We treat it like a party, and it's great seeing all the people that come to the show after and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's so much fun. So much fun. And if we get a little bit of money at the end of it, that's just a bonus, really. But there's not a lot of money in it, really, because we don't really play that much because we've all got careers in that. So we do what we can.
If someone, on you go,
David. Sorry, no, on you go. Jump in.
If someone followed you around with a camera in the very early days, what would have surprised people the most about Skylights?
Probably just the panic. Just everyone panicking. And then they'd also see me getting throttled by my wife because I'd always forget to put her on the guest list. And she'd turn up no, you're not on the list. So then I'd be getting a bollocking
Brilliant.
And it's one of them, we always get overexcited, so we always start drinking too early. So then you'll see me down in a couple of Red Bulls before we go on stage just to try and sober up a little bit. Because we get as excited as the fans, you know what I mean? That's what we can't really do. It's last time we played Aberdeen, we'd done Glasgow the night before. And I got so pissed. The drive to Aberdeen the next day was awful. Awful. I couldn't wait to get back in pub just to have a pint, just to get over it. Do you know what I mean? Just hair of the dog. Had to have it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What would you say to anyone maybe that hasn't listened to Skylights before? What would you say makes you different from maybe other indie bands?
Look, I don't really know, to be honest. Not. I just have a listen and honestly make your own mind up. Do you know what I mean? I've never really been much of a salesman in terms of our music. I just shove it in people's faces and say, "Have a listen and tell me what you think." Do you know what I mean? It's quite a hard one, really. We're not. We don't really like saying that we're great or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? We just try and let the people decide, really.
Yeah, I think. Well, especially from my perspective, I think it's because you're a relatable band. You know, you as you say, you don't over egg anything. You do everything the right way. I think, to be honest.
Thank you.
I mean, that's why I switched on to you guys a long time ago. But yeah, phenomenal.
No, cheers, mate. That really means a lot. It does.
Yeah, I think as well, like going on the back of what Alan said, you know, we went to Millennium Square to see you when you played Shed 7, and
Wow.
hearing the security guards saying that it was busier than they'd ever seen that place for an opening act. I think that's a testament to, you know, how relatable you are. You know, people like you because of who you are.
That really means a lot. I can't speak for myself, but what I can say is Skaz has always been a great lad. He played a lot of footy in the local areas and he's got loads and loads of mates. Johnny's the same. He's got loads and loads of mates. He's a really likeable chap. And Miles is a real likeable lad as well. And honestly, there's just not one ego in the band, really. We are just having a good time. And you know, like that Millennium Square gig, I mean, that is an absolute dream come true. Because when we started out, like, obviously we didn't really do great. So then when we came back, my wife basically said, oh, you should come back. So we came back. And then all I ever wanted was to support a band at a university. Like, because us three, we could walk into a pub and say, we'll sell 20 tickets, will you give us a gig? And they'll be like, yeah, as long as you can sell 20 tickets, you can have a gig. But like to actually play a university, even supporting bands, you have to be kind of like semi sort of professional at it. So I was just emailing all these universities and all these like middle-sized bands just pleading for a show. And then we just didn't get any. And thankfully our own shows sort of built up to that level. So it's just worked out so well, so much better than I expected, really. In terms of that, yeah.
Cool. What's your songwriting process like?
So I'll come up with a guitar riff, and then I'll kind of do some chords as well. Then I'll put it to a drum machine. Then I'll send it to Skaz. He sometimes I do the full thing. Like with Time to Let Things Go, I shouldn't really say this, but I sat in the workshop at work when I should have been working. And so I just wrote the full song there just because I just felt like it at the time and I really enjoyed doing it. But most of the time, I'll come up with like a chorus and like an opening riff and send it to Skaz and he'll come up with like a melody and the words. And then we'll go in with Johnny and Miles and just build it all together. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like hearing what people do, you know, their songwriting. It's an interesting, you know, part of it. That's
Cheers,
cool.
mate.
Yeah, true. What song would you say means the most to you from the Skylights songs?
Probably Darkness Falls, I think, because I remember writing it when I was about 18, and I've played it in 2 previous bands. The verses were different, but the chorus was the same. So I gave like Skaz the song and give him an idea for the verses, and I'm really, really impressed with what he did with the verses. And then we kept the chorus the same as what it was before. So the song's been with me for years since I was like 18. So I'm really chuffed that it's been heard. I'm just so happy it's been heard.
Song, to be fair, brilliant song.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is there a song in your catalogue that fans connect with differently than you expected?
Yeah, every single one of them. I can't believe it. It's absolutely insane. It's like when we were playing Unit 51, everyone was singing the words to all our tunes. It's just absolutely mind blowing. It's just crazy. It's mad, honestly. Because like obviously we're a little bit older. We're like 42 and that. And when we came back, we were like late 30s. Because in the early 20s, no one knew any of our songs. So it was just amazing that when we came back, that people had listened and sort of heard them. So it's been fantastic. But what would I say? Most connected? Yeah, I mean, especially in Aberdeen, like when we play Darkness Falls, it's deafening. Time to Let Things Go, it's deafening. Yeah, it's amazing. Means the world to me and the lads.
Cool. What's been your favourite gig so far?
All of the Aberdeen ones.
That's a good answer.
So, my favourite gigs, the Beach Ballroom was just absolutely amazing.
That was incredible.
Absolutely loved it. It was just like, wow, this is amazing. And honestly, I can't show me love and appreciation to everyone enough. We did a show at Leeds Uni, which was our first ever 1,000 capacity. So when we did Soccer AM, a week after, COVID came and everything kind of shut down. So we'd never ever done a 1,000 cap venue. And then after Soccer AM, it was a massive buzz with Enemies. It got like number 1 iTunes and stuff. So then we released the tickets for the university and it sold out in 9 days. But it actually took us about 2 years to actually do the show because it kept getting postponed and moved and everything. So I was thinking to myself, is this ever going to happen? Like 1,000 cap venue, just like, and the university that I mentioned before. So it was the one where actually playing university, what I'd always dreamed of, even in circumstances 10 times what I was hoping for. And so it was absolutely amazing. So when it actually finally came, it was just like looking out to a sea of people singing our songs. It was just like, wow. How has this happened to us? Obviously, the O2 Academy Leeds, that was like our first like 2,500 venue, which was just unbelievable as well. Oh, and the one you were at, Millennium Square, that was ace because with Millennium Square, I'd booked like 2 photographers, we booked a sound guy, so we were already like costing us money. And then when the email came out the week before, it actually said it started at 7:00. Whereas we knew we were on at 6. So I was like, oh my God, there's not going to be anyone there. And then it was like forecast rain. And I was just an anxious mess. So I got there, I'm like, I'm going to have to get to the pub. So I went to the pub. I had about 7 pints. The sun came out. It was absolutely glorious. I was absolutely wrecked. And Skaz was like, mate, you're going to have to sober up. So that's when I'm downing cans of Red Bull. But thankfully, we only had half an hour. So we just played the easy songs. So it was all right. And I just remember looking out thinking, wow, this is just a dream. And you always got to thank Shed 7 for that, because obviously we couldn't do it without them in cast. So it was amazing, really amazing.
Yeah, that was a great because it's on a slight hill. Where you stood, you had a great view. It was it's I'd definitely recommend going to see someone else there. It was brilliant.
Yeah, buzzing you lads were there.
Yeah, I was there. My friend stays in Leeds, so I was there the year before seeing Richard Ashcroft, and I thought this is a really good venue. And then, as I say, when we turned up the day to come and see you guys as well, I was like, wow, there's actually, because when I was to Richard Ashcroft, there wasn't, I can't remember who it was. I think Cass was one of them, but there wasn't as many people there. But then, as I say, that day there was so many people there at the start. I'm like, wow, this is incredible.
When I walked on stage after worrying all morning, I was just like, wow, oh, this is amazing, and just like. It was just amazing feeling. Just you can't buy that feeling. It was so good. Hey, you're bringing back good memories for me, lads. I'll have to talk to you more often.
Brilliant.
What's life like in a van between shows?
Oh, it's a right laugh. It's like being young again with your mates, just having such a good time, just taking the piss and just having a lot of fun. You know, so good. Especially when you got families at home and pressures and stuff like that. So just being able to let your hair down, a little I've got left, just letting it down and just having fun, you know what I mean?
So how did the connection with Aberdeen come about?
So we'd played Soccer AM, and obviously Fenners had introduced us as Leeds supporters, even though we're from York. And a fella called Jim Fraser worked for Aberdeen, doing something with the youth team. Like, he was quite high up in the with youth recruitment and stuff. And he's a big fan of bands. And he messaged me on Twitter and just said, hi, I'm a big fan of your band. And I actually missed his message at first. It took me about a week to get back. So I always get through all my messages. So I always get there in the end. So I finally got back to him like, oh, sorry, Jim, I missed your message. And he said, why don't you come play Aberdeen? So I was like, yeah, we will do at some point. And then Neil Simpson started following us because he worked with Jim. And obviously, I looked into that. I was like, wow, this guy, you know, Cup Winners' Cup legend, you know what I mean? And he messaged saying, I really love your music. So I was like, thank you so much. And Jim just started telling everyone. And so we started to have a lot of people involved with the club following us. So we're like, okay, right, let's go play there. So we booked out Drummond's. And then we sold it out. So like, wow. So like we sold out a 300 cap venue. We're like, this is amazing in this city, you know, so far away. And then we're like, let's make it bigger. So we put it on at Unit 51. And at the time, and that sold out. And at the time, we're in the middle of doing a song. We had a song called Dags. I think Skaz had just watched Snatch or something. So we had a song called Dags. And it just didn't hit the notes really, and we wanted to make it a little bit better. And we recorded it. We were in the middle of recording it. We had Simmy and Jim messaging us. We'd had all these tickets sold, so we're like, right, let's do this one for the Aberdeen fans, because this is another thing with us. Because we don't have the pressure of having to do it for a living and make any money. We don't have to be big everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's like, just why not do it for Aberdeen? So then we wrote Outlaw for Aberdeen. Obviously, we nicked all your words from your chant. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
And that's how that came about. And then when that come about, it went down really, really well. And they started getting played at the stadium and stuff. And that's how it all worked out. And then everyone just sort of such a warm welcoming, and it was just so nice. And we've never experienced anything like it. It's been amazing, it really has. And obviously, we all fell in love with the place. Also, I forgot to mention, actually, when I was in my first band, we were supporting Mark Owen on tour, because Mark Owen had just started his solo career. And he went and played at the Lemon Tree, and we had the best night. It was so good. Like, the crowd were absolutely mad for it. Like, all the other venues we played, no one was that bothered. Like, oh, crappy sport band, you know what I mean? But when we played in Aberdeen, everyone was bouncing. It was absolutely unreal. And I said to myself, I'll always have to go back there one day. So then when Jim Fraser messaged, it was just like, this is just written in the stars, you know what I mean? And it's just been amazing.
Brilliant.
That's quality.
So on the 7th of November, you're playing probably, in my opinion, the best venue in Aberdeen, the Music Hall. How does it feel to be booking that?
Oh, it feels crazy. Like, so obviously we first started off Drummond's, then Unit 51, then 2 nights at the Tunnels, then the Beach Ballroom. And it's like, we don't really want to play the same place more than twice. Obviously, we've played Unit 51 twice, and we've played the Tunnels 3 times. So it's like, okay, can we sell the music hall? Do you know what I mean? And you never know unless you try it. So we thought, right, we'll just give it a go. And it's doing all right, thankfully. Just, you know, we can't thank the people of Aberdeen enough.
Good. Well, thank you very much for your time. It's been great talking to you. And that's where we'll wrap things up for this week's Sheepfiddlers podcast. A massive thank you once again for Turnbull Smith from Skylights for taking the time to join us. We really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the interview as much as we did. It was our first attempt at an interview, so I hope it came out well. We definitely learnt a lot from it, like Zoom having a time limit. If you've not got your tickets yet, there's still time to see Skylights live in Aberdeen on the 7th of November. Tickets are still available through Aberdeen Performing Arts and C Tickets, so don't hang about if you're planning on going. As always, if you enjoyed the episode, please give us a follow. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review. It really helps more people find the show. If you can also keep up with us on TikTok, X, Facebook and YouTube by searching Sheepfiddlers, where you'll usually find matchday vlogs, transfer reaction and plenty more Aberdeen content. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Come on, you Reds. Thank you for listening, and please like and subscribe. Please also look out for Sheepfiddler ASC on TikTok, Twitter and Instagram.